Welcome to Unit 5, Level 1 video notes. We're going to read tables and graphs, such as bar graphs and pie charts, and we're going to perform computations on data from the table and graphs. Our first example is about calories burned per hour depending on what type of exercise. If we went running for an hour, we should burn roughly 900 calories, cross country 1,000, swimming 750, bicycling 650, and so on and so forth. For this example, Harvey went cross-country skiing for 2 hours, went swimming for 3 hours, and played tennis for 4 hours. Our text-dependent question is finding what percent of his calories were burned playing tennis. Well, we know percent is a proportion of part to total, or is over of, and that's equal to your percent part over 100% total. We need to figure out how many calories were burned playing tennis out of the total calories burned from Harvey, and that's going to give us our percent out of 100. Let's find his total calories burned first, just because that's what I want to do. So if Harvey went cross-country skiing for 2 hours, he burned 1,000 calories per hour, times 2 would be 2,000 calories. I do want to show from Unit 3 how we can use unit conversion to get the same answer. So if I went cross-country skiing for 2 hours, I'm going to change that to calories by knowing that every hour I burn 1,000 calories cross-country skiing. So the hours cancel here, multiply straight across, and I get 2,000 calories for cross-country skiing. Moving on to swimming. If Harvey swam for 3 hours, he burned 750 calories times 3. So swimming, we have 3 hours. We know that there's 750 calories burned in 1 hour. Our hours cancel. I'm left with 3 times 750, which is 2,250 calories. Well, Harvey also played tennis. So for tennis, he burned 500 calories an hour, and he played for 4 hours. So 4 hours times 500 calories per hour. The hours will cancel there, and we're left with 2,000 calories. Now we're ready to answer our text-dependent question, what percent of his calories were burned? So we need his tennis calories, which are about 2,000, over his total calories. Let's add them all up, and that would be 6,250. That's equal to the percent, what percent? That's your X, out of 100. So that part to total, percent of tennis calories burned of the total calories. Cross multiply, 2,000 times 100 divided by 6,250 is 32. So 32% of his calories were burned playing tennis out of the total. So that's about 1/3 of his calories, and that is about 1/3 as well. Our next survey includes a pie chart, and we know the survey was conducted where 300 people were asked whether they strongly agree, disagree, or strongly disagree with the statement. For pie charts, we know that a part out of a total is equal to percent out of a total, which is 100. For those 100 squares, how many do you shade out of 100? And we also know too for pie charts that it's 360 degrees. So your degree part, how many degrees is this 40%? We could also figure out those kind of situations. We are not going to need this information now, but we will in the future in this unit. For letter B, it says how many people agreed with the statement. So if I look at my pie chart, agreed is A, and we know that 40% of the people, so 40 out of 100, agreed with the statement. And thank goodness for this information up here. 300 people were surveyed. So that is a total, not a part, I want to know how many of those people out of 300 is 40%. Cross multiply. 100x equals 12,000. Divide by 100, x is 120 people. And I like to ask myself, does my answer make sense? And 120 out of 300 is close to half, just like 40 out of 100 is close to half. So that seems correct. Now we're going to change things up a bit for letter C. It says, as the survey continues, 25 additional people were called, and of those people, 18 agreed. Based on this new information, what total percent answered agreed? So this time we're looking for percent. And the totals change. Now 25 additional people were called, so we're going to add that to the 300. And 18 additional people agreed, so we're going to add that to the 120. Let's cross multiply. 138 times 100, and that's equal to 325x. Divide by 325, and we get 42.4615. It says round to the nearest tenth. So that's right here. I'm going to look to the right, 5 or buck, give that a shove. So I'm going to say 42.5%. Now we're going to find the median for a set of data. And here we know that the median is 50. And then it says, what is the value of x? So this time we're given a set of data, but we're missing that value. Typically with a set of data, we would cross off the beginning and end until we found the middle number. Well, when it's a tie, we have to find the average of those two. Since there's 2 of them, I'm going to add them up and divide by 2. That's our median, and our median is equal to 50. Solving this is a lot like the last unit. We can find out what the total has to be. What divided by 2 is 50. Well, we can get that by multiplying these. 2 times 50 is 100. And then we subtract what we have so far. So 100 minus 52 is 48. We could have also solved for this x by first undoing this divide by 2 by times by 2. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. If I rewrite the left side, I have x plus 52 is equal to 100. And then to get x by itself, we have to undo addition with subtraction. And whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. So now x would be equal to 48. If the value of the other number is 48, then I can see that 50 is the middle of that. So 48 plus 52, all divided by 2, is equal to 50. So x had to be 48. Our answer makes sense.